Yes, it's Mademoiselle Celine Dion, man. And she says she's got her own imperfections indeed. We all do, and absolutely be a beautiful song. Listen, it's Tuesday, it's after 5 in the p.m., which means it's about that time that it is Legal Tuesday. And which means, by the way, we get members of this, our distinguished vocation that we call Wakilis, and they come into the studio and they do the Lord's work pro bono. You've got yourself a legal question. You ask it of us, we ask it of them. Then they give you not only what the tenets of the law says. If you then ask the question, they will then give you their advice. Okay? So that said, all right, that said, today in studio, okay, he wasn't here last week, all right, and he is a partner at Okonji, Wanjira and Associates Advocates. It is Advocate Martin Okonji, Wanjira Esquire. My brother, karibu sana. Welcome to... Hold on. Welcome to Spice Drive, Wakili. And how are you? You've been keeping well?
I'm good.
Very good. How is La Familia, my brother?
We thank God.
We thank God.
Yes.
Now, that said, in terms of thanking God, you know how we usually do what we do. There's a question that we've got there, by the way, on the court today. And it is basically somebody's written in asking Advocate Wanjira, hi Wakili, I'm a single man, not really interested in marriage, but would want to adopt children. Is it okay for a single man to adopt children? And if yes, what is the process? We're not going to get to that. First of all, you know what we usually do when we do what we do, yes. Jatelo. There are matters of interest in law that have happened over the past 1 week. And we want to get your take on these particular stories. Then... after that is when we'll jump into the legal question. Safi, Wakili. So the first one, of course, thank you, Lisamir, there on the news. Watchmen. Watchy.
Yes.
Now that can be a lucrative. The High Court, we've had the High Court has just thrown out it's called not a petition. It was called an appeal.
Yes.
If the High Court threw it out, this thing was at the Magistrates Court.
It must have been at the magistrate court.
Okay,
because,
so
if you go with the chain,
Bus.
You start at the magistrates.
Yes.
When you are not satisfied with the judgment or ruling,
yes,
you appeal to the High Court.
Yes.
Then after the High Court, you go to the Court of Appeal.
Right.
And then now you can also proceed to the Supreme Court,
yes,
but not in all matters.
But
yes,
okay,
there are particular matters that can actually be had and determined at the Supreme Court.
Right.
Yes.
So we had the news. I know you were busy looking through the matters that we are discussing today. And, apparently now the High Court has thrown out that somebody went to court challenging this one, that all security guards hired by security firms were to be paid 30,000 bob before adding all those. So those are let's just say 30 G's was net.
Yes.
So if you put all those other shafted, eaten, all of those ones, okay, that will come to about 60,000.
30K, that was net.
Yeah, that was net.
Okay.
So if you put all of those to shafted, nini, work as a zoto,
yes,
that's about 60,000.
Yes.
Jatelo. I've also said, listen, not to disparage anyone, for there might be a watchman listening.
Yes.
Security guard, sorry. They're different from watchmen. Watchmen are the ones who sleep.
Soldier.
But so listen. First of all, because this is the thing that came to my mind. They said those employed by security firms. Now, because you're a sharp lawyer,
yes,
and we know somebody's going to go to that was High Court, they're going to go to the Court of Appeal. But they said this is with immediate effect. Now, that said, first of all, I see the number of residents paying double. It can go. And then there are lots of places, my brother. Yes. For example, us guys in a compound which shall remain nameless. We got, let's call him Jakababa and his brother Ero.
Yes.
Okay? And then we made them very nice uniforms, by the way. Oh, man, you'd be proud. You think that they were guarding Gate C of State House. Okay. Now, those ones, we probably pay them 2,500 plus breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all
unit.
Inclusive.
That's per unit.
By the way, per unit. Now, this is the thing, though.
Yes.
Are those security firms, those ones that they're there at our gate, they live on the compound that we give them uniforms, where Chapeni shift?
That guy is your employee.
Bas.
It's like opening a restaurant and then you get waiters and give them uniform.
Bas.
Because he doesn't, he has not been seconded by a legit security firm.
Bas.
And in fact, most of these security firms, even the ones that call themselves security
legit
firms,
yes,
most of them actually have not conformed to the required standards.
Bas.
Because you are recruited today, you are taken to some field there.
Thank you. They're always on a chapa tizi hapo kwa field. Yes.
Yes.
6
p.m. or 5:30.
Yes.
And then they have a pro box that goes round at night. They don't even have dogs. They don't have security. They don't have alarms and all that.
So let's be clear.
You see, you pay someone according to the services.
Thank you, right? Right?
Yeah, but there are some, I won't name them. They are organized, you get. And so even if you look at the amount you pay,
yes,
they install the alarm system.
Alarm, yes, yes.
If they tell you to pay even, some even pay up more than 100,000.
What?
Yes.
Those ones
they
who
even have dogs.
Those ones have Kina Bruno who come and back at night.
Yes, and Bruno eats well.
Yes, by the way.
Yes, and he's trained in the morning, he sleeps, he comes in the evening. Have you been in a jam and then you see dogs barking?
But exactly,
in some cage yes. Those dogs are no joke.
So
6 a.m. they are taken back.
So let's be clear. Let's be clear. Those are the guys who now have got a bit of a problem. Hawa wengine sisi ambaye tunapatia hao nani afande wewe.
You see,
wewe George, vaa your uniform. Usikae tu hapo na kinyasa na t-shirt.
See, that is the person who is now recognized as a security guard. The same way I'm telling you, you see, right. Omutata,
yes,
he goes to court and does this and this, but he's not an advocate.
But yes,
he cannot start charging guys using the advocate's remuneration, because he hasn't qualified.
Right.
So
I get this. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So even by the court saying so, obviously there are those regulations, terms that even these people also have to have.
Yes.
You get.
Yes.
So that you are now considered as a security guard, professional that is.
Bas.
Yes. If you give these our security guards, you give them Bruno.
Bas.
Bruno will bite.
Bas. That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
You can't go give him a side Bruno.
Bas. Yeah.
He'll go to hospital.
Bas.
Or immediately. Yes. So.
All right.
Those are. It is not that it's just it will be. Any person who just stands at the gate at night and opens the gate is entitled to that amount.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, thank you for clarifying that one. Because
and there's a difference again between a security guard and a watchman.
Right.
Watchman, people usually think watchmen are supposed to do a lot.
Yes.
His work is just, if he sees danger. I know, that one is not even a watchman. That one is just some...
security.
We give them more work, that is, Then you give
Washagari.
Yes. So you'll add something.
Fagia hapo.
Yes.
Nini kwa mlango
but
kwa gate.
watchman's work is actually when he sees danger, he screams and disappears.
But it's just to alert you.
Yes, he's not supposed to confront those people. That's why he doesn't have Bruno. Yeah. That's why sometimes a watchman is...
By the way, Nata na Fumio,
a caretaker.
True.
You get. So he sleeps downstairs.
True. Yes.
He's like a living alarm.
Yes, he's the caretaker
right. That's true, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he doesn't have weapons, nini, just alert you, piga nduru.
That's it.
Scatter. Tuanane baadaye.
That will be done.
So that is watchman.
Jisot.
There's watchman, caretaker, alafu pia security guard. They are very different degrees.
Yes.
Yeah, man, because
car wash.
A car wash.
Yes, car wash.
Can't be paying, and the way they are 5 there, and all they do is fart, eat, sleep, and open a barrier once in a while. Yes. Can't be paying them 30,000 each.
One, the company has to be recognized,
right,
as to be offering those services.
Right.
And then now if you are employed there, that is my understanding, because I believe the ruling is from the Employment and Labor Relations Court.
Yes. Okay.
And you see, that is why if you look at even that, there's usually a minimum amount that someone should get as salary.
Yeah, because but I thought that is set by Ministry of Labor in terms of Kotu. Thank you.
Them they usually just bargain for some increment.
Bas.
Yes.
That is now minimum wage.
Minimum wage.
Now, speaking then of minimum wage, thank you. Segue straight into that. I hear now it's like 14, 15, 16,000, right? Something like that.
No. I think it's around 7,000, 8,000.
It's a 7, 8 Gs. No, okay, but whatever that figure is.
Yes.
If one does not pay an employee that amount of money, and of course 9 times out of 10 we're talking about in the domestic scenario sense.
Yes.
Can somebody come to you and basically sue their employer?
Yes.
So let's say maid X, right? And 9 times out of 10, these people are disenfranchised, which means they are not local. Yeah?
Yes.
Either local to location, I'm a native to country. So a loose Burundian can pop up at your door and say, in whatever language they'll be speaking to you in, that my employee Kwach pays me 200 bob a day, yeah, which works out to about 5,000 a month, and that's it. Please sort me out. You're able to get them their just rights.
First, this issue of you said Burundians, and actually most of them are Ugandans.
Thank you.
They have flocked to this place.
Yes.
There's so many. You see, before even you start getting salaries or being paid, you must have a work permit.
You see now.
Because you can't even go and sue. You actually illegally in Kenya.
Bas.
You don't have a work permit.
Right.
Therefore, you are not supposed to derive any profits.
Even one who works in Majengo.
Anything, as long as you are not a
foreigner.
Kenyan, you are a foreigner, and you've come here for purposes of gaining profits.
Bas.
You must have a work
permit. Thank
so
you.
It is very dangerous. And you see,
yes,
I will actually just caution people who like cheap labor.
Yes.
If the labor guys get you with the Ugandans and whatever, you are also in problem.
Oh, really?
Yes. Because these are the first things you should ask before you employ someone. So you actually you are an accomplice to that illegality.
Even hata ule house girl kwa nyumba?
Yes.
Watu wa labor
wakikuja?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that a criminal case or a...
It's a criminal come labor, because now one, you see, she's already deriving profits.
Yes.
Without being legal in Kenya.
Right.
So even if she's disenfranchising other people who could have gotten those jobs, and who are Kenyans, and then most of these house helps,
yes,
they're usually, the employment is a Kali one. Sometimes you just go to your rural home, you pick kinda a relative, a distant relative,
yes.
Because now she's suffering there, you bring her, and then it's like you're giving her a stipend.
Right.
If you say you pay a house help 50,000, our general practice when you have a house help is she eats at your home and this and this. You know, when you talk about 50K, it simply means if I pay you that, no eating at my place.
Thank
you have your own house,
yes,
you rent.
Yes.
You know, like the way they do it in states, like what they're called babysitters.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you cannot tell me that I'm going to pay you that amount and everything you enjoy is from my place.
Okay. So
you are literally a family member.
Then let me ask you, because it's like hiding then in plain sight. Because the people who sell njugu nuts,
yes,
most of them are foreigners.
Yes.
And instead of Kanjo chasing hawkers downtown Nairobi to get out of the CBD, why do they let these Burundians just keep on hawking what they do? Literally, they're there now.
That's an oversight.
It
doesn't mean that now it is legal.
I get you.
Yes.
All right. So moving on to another topic, Baba. It is. It says the headline was "Defining Week for Kome Top Judges." petitions. Two lawyers have sought the removal from office of the entire Supreme Court bench from office. And then the headline, that was the headline. And then it goes on to say, Chief Justice on Friday obtained court orders stopping the JSC from continuing with the hearings of complaints filed against them. Now, it starts, the JSC is set to reconvene tomorrow, that would be today, with the proposed removal of the 7 Supreme Court justices, including CJ, top of the agenda. Apparently, the CJ and Mohammed Ibrahim, the representative of the Supreme Court, will not attend because they are amongst the defendants in the ouster petitions. Okay. Now, Baba, what is... can you talk about this, first of all?
Yes.
Very good. What is the end game here, by the way? Explain it to us as the citizenry of Kenyans. Now, the JSC was supposed to be hearing these petitions. And of last week now, obviously, various judges of the Supreme Court went and did what it is that they did. What did they do, first of all?
Sorry, I didn't get to that.
The judges of the Supreme Court.
Yes.
They went and they sought...
yes, they went and sought orders barring the JSC from hearing the petitions against them.
Now...
And they raised that a constitutional issue that if that is to proceed and that tribunals are to be appointed, then there'll be a constitutional crisis.
Because there'll be no Supreme Court.
Yes.
Thank you. That is fact, is it?
A fact.
So
if
what they're saying holds water.
If at all tribunals are to be formed,
you leave the office.
You are suspended until the matter is heard and determined.
Bas.
So during that suspension period, you get half your salary, but you cannot handle any matter.
Bas.
So if all of the 7 go, there'll be no Supreme Court. So any matter that is now pending before the Supreme Court will just have to wait. Yes.
So what you're saying is that the people who are basically behind this whole move, they didn't think it through. Because if there will be a constitutional crisis, that basically cannot happen, can they?
And that is why sometimes we learn through some of the lacunas or needs that come with the Constitution.
Yes.
It reaches a point, a Constitution cannot be in its entirety that this one will live till time immemorial. Where you find that there is some contradictions or what can bring some problems, then you can amend them. And this is the point whereby now we should relook at it. You get me? Because now they are raising a very important issue. They are raising a constitutional issue.
Pass.
But then now you have to ask yourself, does this constitutional issue override the charges against them? Because of the constitutional issue, I should now allow you, if you are corrupt, to continue being corrupt.
There we go.
Because there will be a constitutional issue. That is what now people should
that
ask
is the
themselves.
question, yes.
And then, if at all they are found capable of these offenses, they'll be dismissed. If they're dismissed...
all 7 of them can go?
Yes. If they go through the determinations by the tribunals, and they want to appeal, where do they appeal?
Thank you. And I was asking this
because they have to go back to the Supreme Court.
Yes.
And because they have been suspended, there can never be other judges appointed to that office.
So they'll be a vacuum.
You can only
even in acting capacity.
Yes. You are suspended. Wow. So they have to be dismissed for others to be appointed.
Wow.
So are you going to tell me they are going back to hear their own appeal?
There was a stage when there was no, we won't say quorum because
and they cannot go back to a lower court.
Yes.
They cannot go back to high court.
They can't go to high court. They can't go to court of appeal.
Yes.
Oh, to appeal.
Yes. Because if they are dissatisfied, you see, if you are dissatisfied with the
JSC, tribunal,
the tribunal that has been appointed, you have a right to appeal.
But to whomst?
For them, you're supposed to appeal to the Supreme Court.
Wow.
But you see, that one, it was only envisaged
When
when
it's
it's
one
only
person.
one person.
Yeah.
That time, like,
Yeah.
was it Tunoi?
Yes, yes,
Kaplan?
yes.
Was it Tawal?
Yes.
There was the lady? Yes.
Yes.
But so now, they're all going 7. As long as there's quorum, it's okay. I think quorum is 4 or 5.
Quorum, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
That's what I
yes.
was going to ask
But
you.
at this point, they want all of them out. That is where now the problem comes in.
So, as far as now the ordinary Mwananchi is listening to you right now, advocate, what are you saying, Wakili? What do you think? Obviously, it's not at the end of the day, and we have not had anything as far as what the JSC, because this was today.
Yes.
What do you see is going to be the way forward? Is that a fair question to ask you?
What I think...
Clearly, you're not sat there with them.
Yes. What I think should happen, in as much as there'll be a constitutional crisis,
Yes.
the Supreme Court really doesn't handle so many matters. I think we can wait. As long as we just give these tribunals timelines, that the same way they do presidential petitions, here and determine these particular matters within even 14 days. Because someone has already alleged, he's filed a petition, he must have his evidence there. They should be given like 3 days to rebut, and it is determined. You get me? Once it's determined, then from there we can cross the bridge when you're there.
But
I personally don't believe all the 7 will go.
wow.
So those...
But no.
So,
but
so
what you're
those
saying
that will survive,
But what you're saying is that some will go.
obviously.
Ooh.
Some, I'm telling you, I know.
Yani, these are lawyers talking. So
Some-
that is CNN breaking news.
Now, again, the problem comes in again. Even those who survive, and then I appeal, I come to you. First, we are humans first.
Colleagues, yeah.
There's already that weakness. We are friends, look at you. Unless maybe you were bullying me when you were there. But chances of you coming back again, you see, it will be now an effort in futility.
Bas.
Yes. But I don't believe all of them, even if the tribunal is to be formed.
Right.
Because you see, there'll be different tribunals. Supreme Court President Koome she'll be handled by the chair of the tribunal must be the Speaker of the National Assembly.
What?
Yes. Weta must be the Speaker. But for these other ones, the judges and whatever can chair those tribunals.
Okay, so
Because they won't go. They won't
go together.
It won't be one tribunal. Yes.
each by one.
Yes.
Every man for himself and God for all.
Yes, God for all. Even if some of the charges are intertwined.
Yes.
Yes, it will only be intertwined to your extent.
That is very interesting to note.
Yes.
So I like that. Some will go home. Man, I'm gonna miss some of those Supremes. Now, and then, Mariam, you had one.
Oh yeah, mine is not as deep as yours. Well, this Didi case is a case of interest to everyone. Yeah.
Yes.
Now the internet is abuzz right now with the news that his attorney has quit.
Yes.
And you know why? Well, there are rumors that the guy was involved in necrophilia. So my question was, under what circumstances can an attorney quit when a case is ongoing?
Okay, what is necrophilia, by the way, for the uninitiated?
Necrophilia is the act of sleeping with the dead.
Allah! Oh, Didi was a freak.
Sleeping by the side or...
Yeah. That is...
I'm trying
You know,
to
as guys...
PG-rated.
Yeah, we had a thing called Tero. Yeah, it was such like things,
Tero.
that maybe he's Luo.
Oh.
So what... You mean he was having relations?
He was a Jatero.
Yes,
Yes.
he was having
was a terrorist,
relations with the dead.
That's why that... So what...
He was a Ted Bundy.
Okay. So what you're saying, what you're asking is that here in Kenya, how does a lawyer just throw up his hands and say, I'm outside?
I'm done with this.
One, of course.
No, I know. Honestly, I think the way I'd ask that question, as a... it's called a client. Of course, it's a client.
It's a client, yes.
So, as the client, can I then report you, Wakili, for you're a member of the LSK?
Yes.
I know there's a complaints something somewhere.
Yes.
Okay? The way judges is the JSC.
Complaints Commission.
Whatever.
Yes.
Can I go and to a complaints commission, and where do I go to say, hey, That Martin Okonji Wanjira,
Yes.
from Okonji Wanjira and Company Advocate, he done me wrong.
Yes.
I was supposed to be in court yesterday, and then homeboy just didn't turn up. What the problem is there recourse?
When you decide to terminate services, first you must give the client ample time. You have to give him notice of intentions, and mostly even in civil matters, lawyers usually file applications to cease from acting.
Well,
Yes, if you give him ample time, but he doesn't appoint another advocate, because the other advocate is supposed to file a notice of change of advocates, and then you can, it terminates there. If there's issue of costs of legal fees, you can tax. But if he doesn't appoint another one, that is for civil matters, you can just file an application to cease from acting, and you give your reasons why you want to cease acting.
Why are you giving the reasons to? Only you,
To the court,
to the court,
because
yeah?
the application is filed in court.
Okay.
You are telling the court, because you can even say, this person I usually don't get him. When we are going to court is when now he comes. So I usually don't have sufficient instructions.
This is now
Some
you-
clients
this
are
is
like
now-
that,
Okay.
because he doesn't want to pay. The fella will just go around, and then when the matter is tomorrow, he starts calling.
Hold on. So you're talking as the lawyer.
I'm
of course.
telling you, I've also done that. I am not lying to you. And then, okay, obviously,
Hold on.
the issue of pay. We are not working for free.
Most. Just
Yes.
chill, brother. See, breathe. What? Kunya maji.
I've
So hold on.
seen acting in matters.
Listen.
I won't lie to you.
So most clients,
Yes.
they duck and weave because wakili anahitaji pesa. In fact, there's our friend, by the way, was telling me that same thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've agreed.
Wakili is it's a business. Yes.
You agree with someone
Yes.
that my fee is this amount. And then he comes there to your chambers, he cries and tells you he can't afford that money in one
installment.
In one installment.
Yes.
So you agree.
Yes.
Let's say it's like 500,000. He puts 150,
Bas.
and then like maybe monthly he is to put like some 50 Gs.
Bas.
Then you write him correspondences, he doesn't respond. You
No,
send-
correspondence asking him
like
for the
telling
money
him,
about
yes,
the case.
you are due.
Yes.
You are due to pay this thing. The guy disappears.
That's not called correspondence. That's an invoice, my friend.
No, now the invoice is already there. Now you just write a follow-up letter.
Yeah.
Like, boss,
Eh,
Afa.
eh.
The guy lengazi. And then if the matter is on Thursday, Friday evening, the guy calls you at night. You just come to court, then we'll sort out in court.
Yes.
You get? So he does once, twice. Pan.
That time you do not appear.
You just tell him, Mapema, come. Take your file. And then you go and
Allah.
text your... Yeah. They are funny. And you see, let me tell you, the first objective, whatever other advocates will tell you,
Yes.
mine is first, I'm in this business to make money.
Bas.
Pro bono, I'm doing it now. Yes, because that's my trade.
You're not a charity.
Yes, that's my trade. No,
Yeah.
this is now I'm doing charity.
Yes.
Yes. But that's my trade. How do you want me to survive?
Bas.
Yes.
So let's be clear.
Okay, now continue first.
No. So when we hear those ones, when we tunasikia ati
They decide-
wakili
yes.
I want to change lawyer.
Yes.
Ama the wakili akufika.
And they do, but they do that.
Now those are civil matters. In
tell
criminal
you, yes,
matters,
let me tell you another thing. They even do it to buy time.
thank you. I wanted you
Then
to
he
get
takes
there.
another advocate also.
Yes.
Then ananyorosha tu case.
Yes.
Even it reaches a point now the magistrate tells you, well, if you're not going to proceed with this advocate now, some people change even 10 advocates.
Bas. To buy
And
time.
what they don't know is,
Yes.
as an advocate,
Yes.
if a client comes with a file
Yes.
from another advocate,
Yes.
I'm telling you, I'll call that advocate and ask him, why is this fella why is he bringing this file to me?
Oh.
And he'll tell me that one is nisumbua. I'm like, thank you. I'll ask. I'm
You
telling
do
you.
consult.
Yes. In those papers, I'll see his address.
Yes,
there.
of course, yes.
And I'll call him.
Yes.
Yes.
Now,
There are some serial litigants here who
so in criminal matters, you say, sufficient notice.
that's in civil, yes.
And civil or criminal, Baba?
That's civil matters.
And criminal?
You,
Because I want to ask, what is sufficient notice? 2 weeks?
once you find his tendencies are funny, you don't wait for the last date in court.
But
you can still also just come to court and tell the court, I intend to withdraw, and I'll file a formal application. Or if he's ready there, he can just say, I'll appoint another advocate before the next hearing. Yes.
Thank you so much.
For criminal, me, I just don't come.
Okay.
And I wanted
you will find your way there.
I wanted to ask you, when it comes to these high-profile cases, it usually seems that when a lawyer quits or an attorney quits, it kind of subjects the person to public, what is it? The court of the public opinion. So does it weigh on how the case actually goes?
To what extent?
Because like right now, when an attorney quits a case because of whatever other allegations that have popped up,
yes.
How does that weigh on that case? Can a client actually say that, no, you cannot quit because...
Or the perception that the person is now guilty.
How does it affect that case? Yeah.
It doesn't, because the court, those are things that the court cannot involve itself in. Mm-hmm. A court will only determine a matter through its merits and demerits. These are the issues, side shows.
No.
You remember the Shajumwa matter that Tombeta and Nani had to go to Mombasa to ask for their fees.
Yes.
They had demanded some money which had not been paid.
Right.
So they had gone there to demand, because somehow instructions had been withdrawn.
Right.
Yes. And now, for criminal matters, it is, even if you look at the advocate's remuneration order, it usually does not speak about how to charge or how to recover in terms of taxation and all that when it comes to criminal matters. Criminal matters is tuelewani. If we agree this and this, then that is how it proceeds. So maybe now you can only demand or execute that particular fees of yours just as a normal agreement. Because when that person now instructs you, you do some instruction note, which now you say maybe he's been charged with robbery, violence. Tell him, I'll charge you 1 million shillings, and that is it. So if he fails at around 200-300 there, you can just enforce it as a normal agreement.
Okay.
Yes.
I like that. Now,
and then again, there is on that particular issue of recusal. Sometimes it's also about, but that one I cannot say it's recusal per se. It usually comes at the point of instruction. So you see, if this particular PD, the advocate, as attorney, that is, has actually withdrawn, is because some people's beliefs do not allow them to do such.
Yes.
There's an advocate. I'll not mention her name. She actually passed on. May she rest in peace.
Yes.
She actually at one point gave me a matter to do. She had been instructed, but now she gave me the file to handle, and I was like, why?
Why?
And then she told me, I don't do rape cases. She was a lady.
Yes.
She told me I don't do rape cases.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Now, about a final one. Speaking of...
and lastly, when you have some interest also in that matter. When you come to realize you have some interest.
Right, so you have to recuse yourself, kind of. All right.
But only civil matters, criminal.
Okay.
Unless you are a witness or something.
All right. Yeah. Now, do we have small claims courts in every... Where would one find that?
Every jurisdiction.
Every jurisdiction, right?
Okay. Or if there's no small claims court within your jurisdiction, you go to the nearest.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So, for example, somebody listening to you right now from Machakos, do they have to come here to Milimani?
There's a small claims court in Machakos.
Very good. So, that said, my brother, this week, Wakili, a High Court ruled that, small claims court, High Court ruled that sellers of second-hand vehicles cannot escape liability for misrepresentation, even when selling under an as-is, where-is agreement. Now, this this judge upheld a small claims court decision which found that misrepresenting a faulty vehicle as being in good condition constitute a breach of sale agreement. Now, are we familiar with this matter, Wakili?
Sorry?
Are you familiar with this matter that I'm reading now?
Yes.
Very good. Now, a lot of people, a lot. This is what I want to clarify.
Yes.
A lot of people, I want to sell that car. I'll tell guys, you know what we do when we do what we do. We go to Onyango Ward Baba. Yes. And then badilisha spark plug. Hakikisha hiyo gari inaweza chapa around lap. Likoni Road. Yes.
How it collapses. You know, some cars can only run for only 30 minutes a day.
Bus.
Yeah.
After hiyo inachemuka.
Bus.
Yes.
Now, first of all, is there, in terms of small claims court, because it's really, a lot of people have now become very, in terms of litigations, what's the word? Is that the word? Good. So is there a statute of limitations? Because this goes back to 2002. No, sorry, 2020. 2020, 5 years ago, half a decade.
Yes.
Yeah. Is there a statute of limitations in terms of the small claims court? Can I remember? Yeah. You mean that guy who owed me color from 2008? Now I don't need to go through Wakili. Watch and end the small claims. Is that possible?
You know, small claims court first it was established after COVID.
Yes.
Is it 2023?
Bus.
2023. I think
it's with
2022.
It came with Kome, ne?
Yes, I think 2022.
Right.
No, with Kome.
Right.
Yes.
Anyway,
sometime,
yeah.
There's limitations. Yes, it depends with the nature of the suit.
Right.
Yes, if it is it's a tort.
What is tort, bro?
Issues of trespass, negligence, and all that. Then the various issues. There's a Limitation of Actions Act which actually spells that.
Okay.
But that notwithstanding, even if it's past your time, that period when you are supposed to file that matter, you can still seek leave of the court to file suit out of time.
Right.
You get?
Right.
And you can say, I did not file this suit within this period, let's say 2.5 years, if that is what is described, because Coach was just giving me some fairy tales.
Bus.
He was just telling me, I'll pay you.
Bus.
But there has been communication. And then let me tell you, limitations only begins a period when now you keep quiet and you don't do anything during that period. But if there's something to show that I have actually been demanding from you, the limits doesn't start. Doesn't start there. If I've been following you for even 10 years, they'll start looking at the last time. Let's say if I was writing demand letters, when is the last demand letter dated? But if I've been constantly, following up, that one is still, you cannot say that I've been quiet.
I like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Limitations is when now you go quiet for over that, let's say, so someone might think you have actually written it off.
Right.
Yes.
I get that.
Yes.
Now, and then, so let's be clear. What does this ruling mean? Because now from small claims, this went to the High Court. Does this mean that people who sell or attempt to sell second vehicles that are not 100%, now they are on notice?
First, let us come to the issue of actually what is misrepresentation.
Thank you.
Misrepresentation is actually one of fact, not one of opinion.
Hey.
If I tell you for a fact, my friend, if you put on this shirt, if you buy it, you can stay with it for 5 years.
Without washing the thing.
Yes. That's a fact. I'm giving you a guarantee. But if it is one of opinion,
yes,
it is subject to variation.
Yeah.
Like if today you go and buy land somewhere,
yes,
and then you can buy land from me,
yes,
and then you ask me, Okonji, how much is the acre? I tell you the amount and this and this, and then you tell me, in this acre,
yes,
can I be able to rear like 1,000 sheep?
yes.
And then me, I tell you, maybe. That one is not misrepresentation. Because I've never reared sheep. It's just an opinion.
Yes.
You can not take it as an authority from me.
Bas.
But if I tell you, yes, I have actually I've been putting,
yes.
I have had 1,500.
What are you
You are talking about 1,000.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're seeking
And then you speak with authority.
Yes.
Then that is misrepresentation.
Like
because of what you've actually been able to tell me
Yes.
is actually what forms part of me
Making that
purchasing
decision.
this particular piece of land.
Good one.
Yes. So those have to be distinguished. If you look at what happened in this instance, this particular person, in as much as he was selling the second-hand vehicle, he had personally guaranteed this person that this motor vehicle was of good shape.
Mikitu, hii ni Formula 1.
Yes.
He looks Hamilton akiingia.
Noma. Yes. So he had actually removed that burden of this motor vehicle being faulty from the original seller to himself. You see,
Right.
It simply means when this motor vehicle was brought, he must have then checked the mechanical standing of the vehicle.
Yes.
So even if I was the owner of the motor vehicle, I'll tell them. But he told you this motor vehicle is of good standing. Therefore, if there's an issue, they're the ones who spoiled it at the yard.
Come on.
Yeah. If you look at the rule,
Yes,
read the ruling.
yes. Yeah.
The seller actually told him, this car is 100% in good condition.
So it is. You said there's there's fact and
Misrepresentation can only be one of fact, not of opinion.
one of fact and not of opinion.
Yes.
I love it. That's why it's here, man. So thank you. And this is a fact. He has done his bit. We have malizana that story. Now, is this a story where this one wants representation? He wants to know. Now, on this one, there's so many things so many ways we can skin this cat. Let's get to it. Somebody wrote in and says, "Hi, Wakili. I'm a single man, not really interested in marriage, but would want to adopt children. Is it okay for single men to adopt children? And if yes, what is the process?" We'll get to that with advocate Martin Okonji, Wanjira, Esquire. Next.
Spicing up your drive.
All right, man. It is Tuesday, which makes it Legal Tuesday. And you know what? We said we're doing things different in 2025. Did we not? Indeed. So in studio, he is managing partner of Okonji Wanjira and Associates Advocates. And he's obviously advocate Martin Okonji Wanjira Esquire in studio. Located where, my brother? Wakili.
Yes.
Located where?
Ajip House, Wing B, 6th floor, flat number 8.
Indeed.
Haile Selassie Avenue.
Haile Selassie Avenue. Right. Now, somebody has written in and says, "Hi, Wakili. I'm a single man, not really interested in marriage, but would want to adopt children. Is it okay for a single man to adopt children? And if yes, what is the process?" Now, we've got 5 minutes to the top of the hour.
Yes.
First of all, I know there's one... I don't know why people always get on his case because of his teeth, man. But Kaluma,
Yes.
okay.
But he brightened them.
Indeed.
Yes.
And
they're now okay.
Then okay.
But they're too bright for his skin tone.
Oh, what are you saying? Black people should have yellow teeth.
No.
What? Just please, and make it sound right, by the way, because we're live on Facebook.
I hope Kaluma will not come for me. But he's looking good.
He's looking good. Huh?
Yes. I don't know why he's been, if at all the issue was money, he's been in parliament for I think 3 terms.
Right.
And this thing, you just do it for, how much is it?
What? They're biting your teeth?
Yes.
I don't know why you're asking me, bro. I have no idea, but
I think he was busy with the legislation. But
okay,
now it looks good.
I will inquire.
Yes.
So from take that bit of legal advice, look in the mirror. If you're blue-black, please don't whiten the teeth.
So
just lighten, don't whiten. You see what I did there? Mm-hmm. Very good.
Yes.
So now, but the one thing that he did say, I know that there was legislation about the adoption thing. And I don't know how far it got, because I think at the end of the last session, they were still debating it, because I remember there's him and Kiremeshuma Milio, they were talking, right? And first of all, and we were discussing this in the last hour with Mariam, can a man adopt a girl, a single man, adopt a girl child, he can.
Yes, he can.
Wow. And vice versa, of course, also.
Yes.
It's not a bit weird?
Why?
Because, no. Because, men do get up to the strangest things, my brother.
I'm forced to ask you a question.
No. Because I've seen cases. I watch a lot of stuff, bruv.
Let me tell you.
Yes.
The process of adoption is a very tedious process.
Thank you.
So
At
by
least
the
there's that.
time
Yes.
you get to adopt that child,
Yes. You've been
my
taken through
friend,
the ringer.
I think even this year you've been taken there.
Allah.
Oh, really?
I'm telling you.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
First, the process starts with one. You don't need to be married.
okay.
You get,
Yes. Yeah, because a lot of women who are adopting children.
yes.
Yes.
As long as you're of legal age, that is, you're over 18,
Yes.
then now the first process starts with you filing what we call an originating summon. File it at the High Court Family Division.
Yes.
Your intentions to adopt a particular child.
Very good. And this starts by me coming to you, brother.
Yes.
This is through a lawyer.
Yes.
Right.
Oh.
Not necessarily. If you know how to draft an originating summon.
I doubt. Go on.
But I would advise you come
Yes.
to me.
Yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And I promise I won't recuse myself.
Bus.
Yes.
Good.
So once you do that, now through the court, they start the process of receiving you. There'll be the Child's Welfare Society, which will have to
Visit
do
you.
a report.
Yes.
Yes. Your friends, your surroundings, and what. It will even reach a point where you'll even have the child, and they see how you bond with the child. They get your history in that if you're a pedophile or what.
So hold on, brother. So this starts. So
yes.
you pick a child first.
Sorry?
Then you start the process.
Yes, because in the originating summon, you have to give the particulars of the child.
I see.
No, it is what I remember when I told you about the issue of the children's court.
Yes, yes.
It will be in initials.
Yes.
But first, the process you identify,
Right.
and then now is when you start the process by
Right.
making that application,
Right.
which is an originating summon.
Right.
Yes. So there'll be reports that will be done by the Children's Welfare Society
Right.
to show if you have the capacity.
Right.
And then you see issues of adoption also, they go and they're read vis-a-vis the Children's Act,
Right.
whereby the Children's Act generally is just talking about the well-being of the child. Is the child going to be better off there than the biological parents? And even to some extent where the parents actually exist. Sometimes the children are from orphanage and all that.
Yes.
The orphanage will also recommend. But where the parents are, they actually swear an affidavit in support of your application.
You mean there are some
The biological
Hold
parents.
on, whoa. There are some biological parents who give up their kids for adoption.
Yes.
Pause. When we get back after the news, we're gonna talk about that. And then what about all these muzungu flani ako na watoto sita and then he does up to no good? We'll get to that after the news next. Yeah, man. Thank you very much, Lisamir, on that one, by the way. So join him at 7 in the PM. But before we do that, it is Tuesday, which means it is obviously Legal Tuesday. In studio, doing the Lord's work, man. Pro bono is managing partner of Okonji, Wanjira and Associates Advocates, is here basically now to answer your questions. You've got that legal question, eh? So he's doing the Lord's work pro bono. Ask of us, we shall ask of Wakili, and then in due time he shall give you legal recourse. You then decide whether that answer is satisfactory ama you take it to the next level, alafu unaenda kumwangalia kwa chemba zake. Na your chambers are where, Advocate Baba?
Ajip House, Wing B, 6th floor, flat number 8.
Eli Selassie.
Selassie Avenue.
Indeed. Thank you, Advocate Martin Okonji, Wanjira, my brother. Now, Esquire, so somebody did write in and ask that question. Hi, Wakili. I'm a single man, not really interested in marriage, but would want to adopt children. Is it okay for a single man to adopt children? And if yes, what is the process? Now, we've got to unpackage this. We frown upon single motherhood as a society generally. Why is the law...
Not we.
No. Generally, society does. Right? Frown upon single parenthood, and especially motherhood. Why then is the law such an ass that it is okay for me to go to a... It's called, you said, orphanage.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then say, oh man, I like baby X. Baby X looks good to me.
You know, before you go further,
Yes.
you know, at the point whereby these kids are at the orphanage,
Yes.
they have not yet been adopted.
True.
By the person who is feeding them there.
Right.
Yes.
So, okay, now what you said something very intriguing before the news break. I do know, obviously, there's the state in certain instances can take a child away from the parents because you are just absolutely a danger and a threat to those to that same said minor.
Yes.
But as one listens to you right now, wakili, do you mean kama yuko mzazi amechoka na mtoi wake?
Yes.
Are you serious? You're not even let me finish. They can say, I'm giving up this child for adoption.
Exactly. If it is,
I don't want to put it that way. And it's like returning a bottle for deposit. Are you serious?
Yes, but you have to give reasons, and if those reasons
Siwezi.
are to the best interest of that child.
Yani siwezi, sina do.
Yes. Kama una do, you cannot provide the basic needs, which is also to the best interest of the child.
Are you serious?
Who are you giving these reasons to? You're saying you have to give reasons. Who are you giving the reasons to?
You go to the cops, yani, I think that's what she's asking. Who do you go to? You take, when I'm told mnaenda wapi?
You see, the adoption process is whereby you have already identified.
No. That is to adopt. I'm talking about a parent wants to give up their child.
Oh, when things are thick.
Yes.
Yes, you just go and you go to the children's welfare.
Hapo kwa chief na ile ya karau, the one that you see there.
Yes, you tell them I can't.
Wah.
You can actually be allowed to be going to see that child.
Wah.
Yes.
Wah.
You tell them
I learn something new every day. I didn't know that.
Because if they are the ones to come and find that this child is neglected, they'll take the child, you'll not have access, and you'll face criminal charges.
Then why are the children on the streets, brother? Guesses. I just don't understand it.
Some children are in the streets because they are orphans. I'm
talking about those that you can see with Made over there in the corner.
They went through very...
No. Forget those. I'm talking about the one you can see with Made there sleeping rough.
Yes.
Next to Susu and Chieth. How are those ones there?
See,
how does society...
They're with the mother.
Yes. But there it is okay because the mother said bado ninaweza.
It is not right.
Yeah.
And
but the law cannot do anything about it.
It is in the law, but you see, even sometimes to be able to enforce some laws,
yes,
you also need the financial capacity or the resources.
Right.
Now you, as a government, if you take this child, where are you taking the child?
There's a time they tried to do that. I think during Kibaki's
term.
No, those were chokoras.
Yeah, but this one say, oh, okay, this is okay. When you're with your mother, you're not a chokora.
No, chokora is a different fella. I personally, I usually believe chokoras are these ones who take glue and
those ones
these who irritate people. They can
yes, okay. I get you. Okay,
yes.
Okay.
To me, those are the chokoras.
Okay.
But now they are homeless people.
Okay. That's different. You're right.
Yes.
All right.
Homeless people don't get you.
Okay. So, wow. So that was one. Now, we always read about Father Smith.
Yes.
Okay. You see how Smith, I hope it sounds Irish. Okay.
Orange.
Okay, it definitely sounds Muzungu.
British.
Yes, that one.
Somewhere there.
Opened some sort of a home somewhere.
Yes.
And then once in a while, regularly,
yes,
you find that they've been dragged to court because, they were found to be doing bad things.
Yes.
To our young folk. You have said that the adoption process you as an adult Kenyan human is very, very, very rigorous.
Yes.
But on the flip side of that, we assuming you're getting
You can take
these
even more than 2 years.
24 months,
Yes.
2 Christmases,
I'm telling you.
2 Easters.
Exactly.
Wow. On the flip side then, why does it seem like it's easier to open an orphanage and a children's home? Because some of these people, you even look at them, you're like, hey, even this one, just by looking at him, how we opened a children's home, we didn't know. Okay? Because he just looks like a lecherous human being.
Like I told you previously,
Yes.
when you are at a children's home, you've not been adopted.
Okay.
You've not gone through that process.
Sharp.
And actually, that particular child has not gone through that process.
Sharp.
The process is actually with the person who is actually establishing that orphanage.
That's what I'm asking you, Baba.
Yes.
What does it take to establish an orphanage? Because it
Is
seems...
the one through home? Is it
Home Affairs.
previously it was this Ministry of Home Affairs? I don't know where it's somewhere. You know, the way these our ministries
But,
change.
yeah.
But it's somewhere there. So you just go do some. It depends on how you want to have it registered. You know,
Bas.
as an NGO, whatever.
Oh.
If it's an NGO, you go to the NGO board. I
Bas.
think. Yes, all those that process.
I get it. So a lot of people, especially if it's Muzungu, registered
Yes.
as an NGO, obviously get donor funding,
Exactly.
you're good to
and,
go.
and then you have to demonstrate your source of funds. Because it should not reach a point where now kumbe these children are working as slaves for you. As an income generating. You know, some take even these children in the morning, they give them cups to go and borrow money.
Yes, and then others...
Then you come back in the evening,
Yeah. And then others, like the Wazungus...
you are enriching someone.
The Mazungus molest them.
The tall order now is when it is a foreigner, for reasons that, one, the particular persons who can define the nature and the character of this person is his home country. The ones who have his file.
Of course.
Here in Kenya, no one knows him. He just landed, he's a good Samaritan, he's a missionary or whatever.
There we go.
You get. So it becomes...
That's the loophole.
Yes. It becomes hard. And most of these things, I will just blame it on the laxity of government. You see, if today, if you look at the embassies of most of these countries, they are very vibrant when it comes to their people. If anything happens to them, if you look at this issue of the murder of this fella we were talking
Tobin.
about the other time, yes, you see the way is it the British Council, which was British?
Yes.
But our embassies, I don't know what they do there. I don't know, they just take tea or what. You see people dying in Kuwait, Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
People
It's
thrown
Saudi
from
Arabia.
the,
Yeah. It's
thrown
Saudi
from the
Arabia.
windows.
Yes.
And they don't give a,
Yes.
they don't even bring the body, you just survive.
Bas.
They don't even know where the people are.
Bas.
Because if these were the things that our embassies would be able to do together with these particular persons,
Right.
they would even be able to get records from there,
Right.
where that person is domiciled. That this particular person wants to establish something in Kenya. Can you confirm these particular details through our embassies? And people do it so many times. We do documents where we notarize, they go through our Ministry of Foreign Affairs, But all these systems, the issue I'll tell you is that in Kenya we have very good laws. But just how to enforce them is the problem. But I'm telling you, we have magnificent laws. Yes.
Okay.
But the systems or the institutions that are supposed to actually be able to enforce them, I went to sleep a long time ago.
Okay, and I remember there was a soundbite, because I know it's a soundbite because he was talking about it. I can't remember the detail of what it is that he was talking.
Yes.
So what is it that Kaluma et al. Are trying to change about this? Is it that a man should not be able to adopt a girl? Or a woman should not be able to adopt a boy? Do we know?
But let me pile on that,
Yes.
yeah? Because I'm reading an article here that is on adoption in Kenya.
Yes.
And on the question who can adopt, they say that there are many people who can adopt a relative of the child, a single female. But when it comes to a single male, they say that a single male, so long as they're adopting a child who is their relative.
Yes.
So would you mind clarifying on that?
A relative, yes. That is to the extent, because you see, once you are taking a relative, you're taking your sister, and you see you are a single man. This is someone you'll be staying with.
Yeah.
Be as it may, there's sometimes those weaknesses that come.
Thank you.
You can partake of the tipo, and they show you that girl. But you see, if it's your relative, you actually just see that as your younger sister.
There we go.
Yes. And that one is they put it to the extent of a single person for reasons of if you had a wife, you could not have such intentions, and or she could have refrained you. Isn't it? That is why it is that extent that when you are a single man.
So that goes to the question that was asked today.
Yes.
That a single man, as per this, cannot actually adopt a child.
He can, but only to the extent of the relative.
So a single man can only adopt a relative.
Unless he was talking about the issue of a general, the general early child. You know,
I'm a single man, not really interested in marriage, but would want to adopt children. Is it okay for a single man to adopt children? And if yes, what is the process? So he can only adopt a rela.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because, and I said this to you in the 4 o'clock
Yeah,
hour.
you did.
May I know in Kenya, a guy cannot adopt a chick.
Yeah.
How?
You can, but only
a your rela.
A relative.
Yes.
Yes, but I can't go to an orphanage and say, I want that girl.
Aye, boyfriend.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. That sounded so weird. How? Kelly would start a zoo.
He's still innocent by the.
You know,
Yeah.
yes.
But you see, for a lady adopting
A boy.
That is
Yeah.
allowed.
is that allowed? Eh?
But I don't understand that because
I
ladies
think-
are
I think-
also
I think
they're
what-
also freaky.
I think
lot
what
of sexist.
I think what we'll do.
Yes,
I
yes.
think this issue we can discuss it vis-a-vis what we call is it what how can I say it, marital rep,
Yes.
or we can also later on discuss it in terms of
We don't understand how you guys, as the Law Society and as Kina Kaluma, are busy debating this bill as it is, because they have debated it for a whole of a long time. I don't know if it's past the bill stage, by the way. But the point is, I mean, remember back in the day when there was that whole story of State House girls, remember? And
the issue is, it's all about, the sexuality. The women have that emotion. A
Nurturing,
woman cannot go that far to the men are patient.
Yes.
But a woman cannot go that far to adopt a child just to do some funny things with a child. Eh? But a man can be very patient.
Yes.
And then two, we talk about if you are coming to the extent of sexual whatever offenses or whatever. We've always had this discussion of, can you rape a man?
Thank you.
Because you see, for a man, he has to be in tune so that he can have that erection.
Yes.
Yes. You can't erect when you see fear.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
You're a man. Don't just say okay. Like I'm.
No.
That is,
No. Because
that's too much. That's number
what?
one. I wanted to just
You see,
say
that's
because
what? No.
that stereotyping. I'm so much against it. But I wanted to say that probably they're going as per the stats, because
You're so much against what? Sorry.
about what he was just saying.
What?
About
No. What is that?
defilement.
What?
About defilement?
What
that,
about it?
as it can you
that
rape
a man has to. Of course you
Yes.
can. Of course you can.
But you see, yes, that is right.
Have you ever
In
come
law.
across?
In law,
Yes.
it is
Yes.
there.
Yes.
But now what I'm trying to bring out is the practicality of it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it is not a crime. It is a crime even under our penal code. But what I'm saying is, practically, it takes a lot of,
more.
and I'm talking as a man.
Yes. It takes a lot more.
Yes, you have to. Your brain has to. You get what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
So that this one switches off and this one starts working.
Look. So let me ask you, Esquire. Hold on. Yes, you're explaining. When you sit then in the criminal court, have you seen cases where boys have been molested by women?
Yes,
But so it's now common.
it's common.
Very good. So it's not a thing.
Also, house helps.
Bas.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, but not assaulting for beating. I'm talking about sexual assault.
Yes.
Very good. Yeah, so it's no longer a thing. Because I remember us guys growing up, there was that infamous incident where girls in a school raped a watchman.
A watchman,
Yes, I remember. They were actually, he died.
Wow.
Yes, there were like 18 girls. I remember it was some girls' school.
Now you see, so it negates what you said about fear and nani, because you was being read lakini Jack Libunda was 100. Anyway, the thing is this: why then are you people as a LSK not going to Kinakaluma and say, hey, chief, here there's a problem? If a woman can still adopt a boy, what are we doing? It is 2025. What are you busy talking about there in the bunge?
That is why legislation, as I've told you, is always subject to mutate.
Yes.
You get me? With the time, society changes, different crimes come. I'm telling you, if you look at the penal code that was there before and now, charges, things with a changing society, crimes also mutate.
I like that.
Me?
Yes.
There was a time there were no cyber crimes.
Which is true.
You know, there was no internet and this and this. But with time, yes. But generally, the issue is, I'll always say, is whether a man or a woman, the intention is what matters.
Right.
And you see, after even you've adopted a child and you've gotten the orders of the court, you have to be still under scrutiny.
Right.
For a period.
Right.
It's not that when you get the order, you disappear. You still have to be under scrutiny.
Do we know how long?
Sorry?
Is there a general, how long it depends on?
They give a period, whereby now they can also see how the child is adopting it, is actually getting shape with
faring with
the new life. Yes. But most of them, if you look at most of them in Kenya, they usually, even these relatives who adopt children, they usually take them to go with them abroad.
What?
Yes.
What?
They take them abroad.
Why am I thinking trafficking?
You come from somewhere, let's say Bosongo.
What?
You get a green card.
Yes.
Then you go to America.
Yes.
See, you are now a citizen.
Yes.
Then you come and adopt your sister's son. You get?
No. Okay.
Because now you are a parent.
Okay.
You become a parent.
Okay.
So your sister who is in Bosongo and the husband, they are suffering.
Yes.
They agree.
Yes.
You adopt their child.
Yes.
That is when I'm telling you, parents can agree you adopt a child. They also swear an affidavit in support of your application.
Right.
Yes, the originating summons.
Right.
They say, we are not able to take care of this child.
Right.
This particular person is actually also a relative.
Right.
And he has the capacity and ability to give this child a better life than the one we can give. And the person is willing.
Okay.
You get?
Okay.
The child's best interest usually comes first.
Okay. But that said, Wakili, because of time, as the Law Society, I think you guys should really, really, really look into this, because as much as now society generally tends to frown on single parenthood, this cannot be a good thing.
Yes.
Unless, of course, you are, as you said, this instance where I talk about as in, I've come to adopt Arela to 20 Maju and then grow up to be Barack Obama. Nike.
Yes.
But Georgina going to orphanage and then adopting a child in this day and age, and she wants a boy child. With all the electronic devices we've got in this world, I think not, my brother.
In every good deed, there's usually some rotten eggs.
Right.
Even if you have a solid legislation, you will still find some.
Right.
Even now, I can tell you, even those who have already filed applications to adopt children, not 100% of them have good intentions of those children.
That's true.
Yes.
So, in conclusion,
and that is human nature.
Yes, it is easier to open an orphanage.
Yes.
Or a children's home.
Yes.
Than it is to be at the other end to adopt a child.
Exactly. And you see, with time, you'll just be surprised to find to find some very funny things that they're doing in children.
Yeah.
Maybe you even reach a point, maybe they even harvesting organs.
No. Now somebody's listening to you, they're like, oh,
That's a good idea.
twist. Okay. So
I'm done giving ideas.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
all right, so what are you telling this chap? Is it okay for a single man to adopt children? And if yes, what is the process? So he can adopt.
He can.
If it's
adopt
not his
a relative.
Okay.
Yes. But now,
Can he adopt a boy?
yes.
Okay.
What's up?
Who is
What's
not
the
a
problem?
rela?
No.
Rela.
Okay, there must be a relative.
What I'm saying is this, and to his extent, he might have a problem
Uh-huh.
because when we look at what the law gives you, it provides that he can actually adopt, but the problem or the scenario where he puts himself is in one. Everything is in the best interest of the child. In the best interest of the child means that this child should at least have a father and mother, even if they're not biological. You are getting me?
No.
So that if he had a wife, that child, in as much as not their biological child, would have an eventual family or a uniform family.
It has to be a balanced family.
A balanced family. Now, his question will be, during that rigorous process of saving this particular person who wants to adopt a child, he'll have a problem to explain himself. Why doesn't he want to have a wife? And there is where now...
No, Wakili, pause. There are a few people that we know.
As long as they're justifiable. But listen to me what I'm saying.
Okay.
The law already provides that he has that capacity to adapt. But then it is not...
A balanced family.
It's not cast in stone,
Okay.
the fact that he can adapt.
Okay.
Is provided that he can adopt. However, he has to satisfy some particular requirements.
Okay, but that how much weight does that one of the law requires it to be a balanced family, which means man and wife?
What I'm trying to say is this. Let me just bring it down to a very
Please.
simplified scenario.
Yes.
Quach, me and you, we are brothers.
Yes.
I have a wife, you don't.
Yes.
We want to adopt
Yes.
our brothers,
Yes.
another brother's son
Yes.
or daughter.
Yes.
I'm the one who will be given the child.
Yeah.
Yes.
I get that.
That is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
That if, in as much as, you cannot just say, I don't want to get married. You must have an underlying reason why.
Okay. So here it's in the
They
phrasing.
want to
It's
know
what he says.
this underlying reason.
Yeah.
Are you a pastor? Do you have a story with your Amrondo or something? Or,
Yeah.
So that if those particular reasons that you have are not in tandem to the best interest of the child, then that particular right of you being able to adopt a child
It's taken away.
is taken away.
Let me ask you something. Should that be a question? Because
It should.
It should.
Yeah, it should.
No, because I'm sorry. Wow.
Because
Okay.
when you come in as a parent...
Hold on.
Yes.
A few of the women, I'm being very cautious in my words here, who have adopted. Okay? I've adopted.
Yes.
Okay. Now, they are single.
Yes.
Now, they're not single because of lack of trying, my friend. They have been to very many Olympics. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Wamechapa maraundi, wamechapa.
Exactly.
So they're single because no one wants to marry them.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Should that even be a question? Surely. See, it's obvious. I want to adopt a child because either A, you cannot biologically have a child, or I don't have a man to get me to pregnant to have a child. And I don't have a man because no one wants me.
But we are talking, the scenario we are talking about.
This is now a dude.
Yes.
Oh, this one is also sexist as well.
But this is a guy.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. So you mean it's different for women?
Yes.
Of course it is.
A woman can say, I need to adopt a child because I can't give birth.
Yeah.
No man will ever will marry me because eventually they'll need a child.
But okay.
Yes.
Or past the age of...
So hata hold on. Hata mzee hawezi enda sema ati mimi chapa nimebiti.
No, you see, for a man, as long as you've married, there are so many mechanisms that woman can give birth. You can get a sperm donor.
Which is true.
But it is your problem. Yes.
So adoption is a very sexist thing.
Yes.
Okay.
And she still have a child who has transmitted that motherly bond to.
All right.
You know, to that extent, a woman really doesn't hapo me compared to a man.
I get that.
So the reasons why you don't want to marry must be in a way that actually in the future, you get me, will not affect this child emotionally.
Right.
You get it?
Right.
That reason might be unethical. And you see, a child usually picks what the parent it teaches. You get?
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. So your final piece of advice here, finish that statement. So is it okay for him to adopt a child? Him, it's only Arela.
Just Arela.
Okay.
But if he has the opportunity to actually marry, he can marry, have his own child,
right,
and also proceed to even adopt another 10
but he
if he
want
wants.
to marry. Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying if his reasons for not marrying are genuine, you get me?
Yes.
A society starts from a family, not from a single family.
Thank you.
Doesn't start from a single father or a single mother. It starts from a family which has a father and mother. And those are the ethics that the act tries to bestow in these children. Because once you start telling these children it is okay to be single, this is how now they'll proceed in life.
Thank you.
Good.
Wakili Martin Okonji Wanjira Esquire. Oh, thank you so very much. So listen, we're working on that to right. Hey, and when I say we, yes, it's the royal we. It's something that you know we are doing. But listen, if one wants to touch base with you, how does one do that, my brother?
Through my email.
Yes, please.
okonjiwanjiraadvocates@gmail.com. My number 0703 805 992.
Oh man, we shall see you next Tuesday. And what are your comments? What are your thoughts? Get on to Spice FM KE Legal Tuesday. Have you experienced this thing? We have learned a lot today. Wakili, asante sana, my brother.
Karibu.
See you next Tuesday. Amen.
Yes.